What's good, everyone? This is your boy DJ's Raw and Cut Truth. Give you that raw content that you deservedly need. And the topic today: who will have the better year next year in 2020-2021 season? Pretty much 2021 season, due to the fact that, with this pandemic, it's probably going to be a shortened season. So here's who I think. I won't say who I think will have a better season, but who will produce better stats and what type of season they'll have. For LaMelo, I'm guessing he'll average around 15, 16 points per game, 7 to 8 assists a game, and about 5 rebounds. Lonzo, that's the tricky part. I don't know what I'm going to get from Lonzo. I know he's working hard. I know he's physically trying to transform his body even more, even though I think he's in tip-top shape. We all know what he needs to do. He needs to have an added scoring mentality to his game. Handles have to improve for Lonzo. In just the mindset. I'm not trying to put one brother ahead of the brother, but the one thing LaMelo has that Lonzo doesn't have is the mentality. Even in games when LaMelo lost, there was a sense of urgency, a sense of getting his, and sometimes you have to do that to have results in winning. Overpassing, especially teammates who ball hog, and don't get me started with the Pelican backups. That's where calling for the ball, being aggressive on driving lanes is so essential to guards, especially in this league. The league where there's instant ball movement, everyone's sharing for the greater cause of winning, that's somewhat diminished in today's NBA. Now we have teams like the Warriors when they're really good, or Clippers, those teams who establish good ball movement. But a lot of teams are not doing that. Hopefully, the Pelicans can put players around Zoe that fits his game. What I always say, 3-and-D players, knock down shooters, defend on the wings. Griff, they call it, or David Griffin, was praised on early in the season on basic irrational moves. Instead of getting knockdown shooters or bigs, this fool got a wannabe JaVale McGee type of player named Jackson Hayes. I know he's raw and he hasn't hit his ceiling. I get that. But man, his IQ is very low. His play is sporadic. You don't know what you're going to get from Jackson Hayes. Usually fouls out a lot. And then, instead of getting Cam Reddish at the number 4 pick, they trade the pick. They got the 8, of course, what I just told you. And then they got a later round pick, first round pick, and selected Nickeil Alexander-Walker, a.k.a. Nall, which is a combo guard who doesn't play within the offense. And there's a shot that he doesn't like. He's taking all types of shots. So 2 players who don't fit. When they could have done a lot of things. Like I said, could have got Cam Reddish at 4. Or traded a pick. And you got Brandon Clark. There's Tyler Hero, who's balling it up with the Miami Heat. Tons of players the Pelicans could have done to fit around Lonzo's game. But what did I said in my other video? It's all up to Lonzo. He's got to really work on his game. This upcoming season is so important for him. He can't have his little bro outdoing him. And I made a prediction for LaMelo to score within 15, 16 points per game. But would it surprise me if LaMelo scores 18? No. It's all a mentality. That's all it takes. Now, I've gotten on LaMelo in the NBL when he had games where he'll shoot 3 threes. And he'll make all threes at first. And I'll be like, okay, I see you, LaMelo. And then he goes away from doing what he does best and starts taking a bunch of threes. And then you look at the final 3-point attempts, you see 4 for 14, but you'll see 30-something points. It's the weirdest thing. So that's why LaMelo's shot percentage from 3 is sporadic. That's one thing he has to work on is shot selection. Now, I still want him to be unconscious like he usually is, because that's the confidence he gains from that. But, when LaMelo takes it to the basket willingly, because he has the ability to do it, that's when he's at his best. And what I would like to see from LaMelo is continue using that mid-range shot floater that he developed in the NBL. That's definitely going to be something that opposing defenders cannot block. He shoots that thing very high, man. So I can't wait to see how his game unfolds. This draft selection for LaMelo Ball is going to be so important, because you just don't know how teams will use him. Are they going to be too controlling or not letting a young brother play his game? All that stuff is accounted for. Do I think that LaMelo Ball would be drafted by the Warriors? No. Steve Kerr is an emotional guy, and he has a grudge with LeVar Ball, even though LeVar Ball has been his quietest ever. But people still bring him up, and they fail to realize that Jermaine Jackson has taken care of everything on LaMelo's side. He's a mentor, manager for him, trainer. People forget that when teams interview the Ball camp and get information, they go through Jermaine Jackson, his manager. They go through Rock Nation. They don't go through and talk with parents. So that shouldn't be a complaint. That's just hysteria and pre-draft squander. That's all it is. Back to Lonzo. I wish he never had that bad bubble performance, because the shines and the haters, they keep having a field day. And here's the problem. The haters of Lonzo came out in swarms, and then the defenders of Lonzo. Now, everyone who listens to my channel knows that I'm objective, but I also keep it real. And it was disappointing to see people make excuses for Lonzo. Yeah, the coaching was garbage and there were some ball hogs, but there's no way in hell that you should be averaging or scoring 5 points. Never. The only ones who've been consistent and held Lonzo accountable were only a few. DKM, me of course, RW. I give him credit. He wanted to wait and see how Lonzo performed, but when he played like shit, RW got in to Lonzo in his other videos. AB the hero. Shout out to AB. Ball Facts was a wait and see, but Ball Facts was honest and gave real commentary on the reason why Lonzo stunk it up at the bubble. Just like Paul George and many others who admitted that playing without fans would hinder their game. That may be true, but when you're in the NBA, you gotta have that mindset. No matter where you play, no matter if there's fans or not, you gotta bring it. That's why I respect guys like Kawhi Leonard and Jimmy Butler. They don't care if there's fans or not. They're gonna bring it, and I know those two are much proven players than Lonzo. But still, it's a mindset that you are going to put in work in that court no matter what. As for now, I have not Lonzo, but LaMelo ahead as to having a better season next year until further notice. Until Lonzo shows me that he's willing to change his game a little bit, still had the passing mindset, but not to overpass, to attack the basket, to not settle for threes. I hate that. I hate when players just settle for threes. For him to develop a mid-range game, it's sad. You know, these are things he needed to work on. Again, Lonzo didn't have an off season, so I'm gonna spare him that. This will be his first off season. But until I see Lonzo playing to his potential, it's really hard to put him over LaMelo in potential stat-wise. Now, when they play against each other, that may be, I'm booking it now. When they play against each other, that may be LaMelo's worst game. Now, he's going to put up his stats, but it's not, the efficiency is not going to be there because Lonzo knows his game. And Lonzo is a great defender when he's focused. That will probably be LaMelo's worst game is against his brother. Not because I think that Lonzo will have a better career, but because Lonzo is one of the most underrated defenders in the league, and he's seen LaMelo's game. He's played against him all the time, so he knows what Melo's going to do. But that's all I'm going to say. Peace and blessings to everyone. All praise to the Most High, because without him, none of this, what we have in life, would be possible. So be thankful and enjoy your rest of the day. Peace.